It seems as if animated short films have been around for as long as we can remember, and with the prospect of winning a big Academy Award, like an Oscar, it seems as if studios are pushing their shorts to be better and better every year. I honestly think the idea of being able to tell impactful stories in such a short amount of time is really cool. I mean, TV shows are basically just a collection of short films and we watch those, along with people's already minute attention spans, which still somehow manages to grow shorter every passing day. This format is all the more favorable. Now Disney of course dominates this craft. It's like they've practically invented it, or at least facilitated it. I mean, they do win the Oscar almost every year, and with Pixar Short Films, Disney Animation Short Films, and now new experimental shorts like Short Circuit and Spark Shorts, Disney has a surplus of great short films under their belt. Remember Bao? Everybody cried at that. And who could forget Piper? So adorable. Or even Lou. Again, so short yet so memorable. But with Disney being a literal giant when it comes to these, it's really easy for other studios who also make really great short films to get overshadowed. For instance, studios like DreamWorks. And in this video, we're going to take a look at some of these underrated masterpieces and talk about what makes them great. Also, I'm going to leave links to the different movies in the description if you want to watch them yourselves. So without further ado, let's take a look.
Moose, Squirrel, and Hat, you now receive our greatest honor, to be sacrificed and have your hearts plucked out.
Hokey smoke, that's a reward.
Jeepers, I'd hate to see what you fellas do for punishment.
Same thing, only you don't get the cool necklaces.
Rocky Squirrel and Bullwinkle J. Moose are a popular dynamic duo who have been around for a very long time. Ironically starting off as shorts, associated with the original Mr. Peabody and Sherman cartoons, the show followed the wacky adventures of Rocky and Bull as they evaded the undying pursuit of crazed taxidermist, fearless leader, and his seemingly dim-witted henchmen Boris and Natasha. These two characters became big favorites among fans, to the point of them even getting their own movie. And whether that movie was good or not, I'll let you decide. But with DreamWorks reviving Mr. Peabody and Sherman in 2014 with their own feature-length film, they also quietly slipped in a CGI Rocky and Bullwinkle short as a part of the special features DVD release. And it's a real shame that this short film flew under the radar because it's surprisingly really good. It follows the intrepid duo once more as Boris, Natasha, and fearless leader use a mechanical moose to reel in a love-struck Bullwinkle, leaving Rocky to feel left behind. The short does have a lot of fun with its gags and physical comedy, like this montage of the robot continuously failing to kill Bullwinkle. And this really weak crowd got a couple of laughs. But I think most of the good comedic timing is due to the animation, which complements the slapstick impressively well. But even if you're not a big Rocky and Bullwinkle fan, there still is a lot to enjoy here, from the silly humor to Moose and Squirrel's obviously tight relationship. So really fun, but nothing really Oscar worthy. A surprisingly thoughtful tale of a long-legged heron's escapades in catching fish, which does satisfy, that is until he catches sight of a sparkling rainbow fish, whom he of course pursues, only to his surprising detriment. So right out the bat, this does seem very DreamWorks, taking something that conceptually is harmless and giving it a more edgy twist, because it turns out that rainbow fish is poisonous. Yep, the heron straight up dies, and get this, is literally eaten by the fish he was hunting earlier. Yeah, this definitely ain't no candy-colored flamingo romp, though the karma in the title implies the message of what comes around goes around. The execution of it though was like if the Cat in the Hat abruptly died before he got to clean up the mess he made during the story. This is definitely a very non-traditional fable. But now that I think about it, most fables ended in somebody either getting hurt or eaten. This is just both.
Okay, Gingy, tell me about this.
Oh, were you going to eat that?
But I would say that Bird Karma is worth watching at least once just for how unique and fluent the hand-drawn animation is. It's able to move so quickly and sometimes erratically, but also maintain its smoothness and aesthetical charm. And even though the entire short is devoid of dialogue, like so many are, it really allows the music to shine through, music of which is very lively and inspired. So if you got a spare 4 minutes on your hands, I highly recommend you check out Bird Karma. While we're talking about non-Disney stuff, I just wanted to pay my respects to other great short films, like this short film Blush on Apple TV, about a man who forms a relationship with a female alien. It's so beautifully animated and surprisingly poignant. Honestly, if I didn't know any better, I might think this was a Pixar short. It's that good. And to round off these recommendations, Hair Love if you haven't already, because it's adorable. This one stop motion short film called Lost and Found on YouTube, cause it legit made me cry. That one Lego Ninjago short called The Masters is pretty hilarious. Scratch No Time for Nuts is big surprise, lots of nutty fun. And Canvas on Netflix is just as beautiful as it is heartwarming. Aw, what a cute short film this was. It's a story of a very hard-working man who, while waiting on the public bus to come, runs into a baby bird who needs help learning how to fly. And over the course of the story, the businessman becomes less worried about getting to his job and more invested in helping the baby bird. A very simple narrative, yet it works incredibly well. I really like seeing this obviously timid and neurotic man slowly warm up to the little bird. I love the colors and the use of different lighting to represent the mood changes. And the soundtrack plays so beautifully in the background, as it simply propels the actions and story forward. If you can, I definitely recommend you check this out. Oh my gosh, this short film is amazing! Bilby follows the journey of, well, a Bilby struggling to find a home for a fluffy baby albatross. And much like First Flight, the main character starts off being very skeptical of the baby bird, but as the story goes on, he becomes more and more invested in keeping the little one safe. It's really interesting to see a character who is so timid yet also so brave as he traverses the ginormous and very dangerous landscape that is the Australian wilderness. He is very cautious about interacting with new characters, but as I mentioned, over the course of the story, his character grows, even to the point of him willing to sacrifice himself just so the baby can live on. And the visuals really are impressive, in the textures and details and colors. These are some really top tier character designs. But it really is movies like these that show us how much potential DreamWorks has in their short film department. Being able to tell such a simple storyline, yet have your audience be so invested, touched, and even inspired. Bilby has a really good message of how stepping outside of your comfort zone to help others can really pay off in the end. So a definite must watch for not only animation fans, but really just anybody. Well, that was an intriguing look at some of DreamWorks' forgotten short films, as well as some of my thoughts on them. Those thoughts being that these are extremely underrated, and more people should know about them. Sure, they may not be as accessible as other short films, but my hope is that plenty of people discover this video and thus discover these hidden gems. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, etc. And of course, you can always check out some more of my videos right now.